So naturally, your first question will probably be, what can I do with Nintex? Now, you may have seen my last video where I went over a very high-level view of what you can do with SharePoint. Now let's say you've started to work with SharePoint, bringing lots of those disparate solutions onto the same platform and getting people working together better. Great, but it all seems a bit flat, right? Here's why. Microsoft offers a basic platform with SharePoint, but there's a huge ecosystem of third-party tools which light up SharePoint. Nintex is probably the solution which offers the greatest step forward for your business. Let's take a look a little closer at one of these solutions to show you how. Putting together an HR solution is one of our most common SharePoint projects. Everyone has an HR department, and most of the time they're just using simple solutions such as spreadsheets and shared folders, which are very easy to bring onto SharePoint. So let's look at a basic HR solution. You might need employee records to keep track of your staffing, leave requests to manage holidays and absences, and a training portal to manage all your training resources. Now this is very easy to implement on SharePoint. You can have a collaborative solution ready to go in no time at all. SharePoint is great for managing lists of data that work together, so making a great employee database. SharePoint is also great for managing shared calendars. The leave requests are simple, and now everyone sees what's going on. And when it comes to sharing data, like training videos, SharePoint gives a great intuitive interface. However, there is a lot more going on in the background. While SharePoint is great for dealing with data and helping users to access it, there is a whole process going on behind the scenes. When we're talking about leave requests, we're not just talking about a calendar. We're talking about what happens around that calendar, how you request leave, how it is approved, and how it is recorded. What we're talking about is the workflow. Now, a leave request is probably the simplest workflow possible, so it's a great example. Let's run through it. You need to submit a request, and you need to know that that worked. Then, someone needs to make a decision, yes or no, and they need all the information in front of them to make that decision. That decision then needs to be communicated. The leave needs to be booked in the correct system. Employee records need to be updated. Payroll needs to be informed, etc., etc. At the moment, the only part of that taking place on SharePoint is a little bit of the recording. Nintex lets you do the whole thing. You can map out the whole process. It's really easy to use. It's got a drag and drop interface, but this isn't just a picture. Each of these actions can be configured. So when it says send an email, it sends an email. Not only that, Nintex can reach out to other systems to grab the data needed for approval. Then it can reach out again to update that data once the decision's been made. Now, at 2 points in this process, we need information from a user. That's in step 1, when the request is submitted, and during the approval. Someone needs to say yes or no. Nintex makes this simple, with dynamic forms that are really, really easy to set up. But you know, this is 2016. We might not be in front of our computers when we need to do that. Our managers don't want these approvals piling up, or worse, getting forgotten just because they're on the road. So, can we do mobile? Yes, we can. Nintex gives you the ability to turn these processes into mini mobile applications. Now, we looked at one very simple process, just a few steps, and the value to the business is obvious. Less time spent finding the right information, making sure it's correctly entered, waiting for a response, checking for a response, and inputting the same information in multiple places. It's automatically reducing human error. That means you have more time to do your job. There is less noise. Now, Nintex is capable of automating extremely complex processes. So imagine the value of that one simple workflow multiplied throughout your business. So if the question we asked at the beginning is, what can I do with Nintex? Well, the answer is simple. What can't I do with Nintex? I'm Liam Harrison. I'm Senior SharePoint Pre-Sales at TSG. I'm an Nintex Workflow Pro and an Nintex Workflow Admin. You can follow me on Twitter on Liam, @LiamJHarrison, or email me at liam.harrison@tsg.com. Thanks.